Good morning, children. Let us start with EVS 2, lesson number 2, History and the Concept of Time. First is division of time and the timeline. There are different methods of reckoning time, that is, to know the action of calculation, reckoning the action of calculation. Time is continuous, but for our convenience, we divide it into periods. The method that we use for the reckoning time depends on our purpose for dividing it and the manner in which we do it. For example, at sunrise, we say it is morning now, the day has begun. At sunset, we say it is evening now, soon it will be night. At the end of the day, it becomes dark and it is night. This means that we divide the day into two parts, day and night. So, what is division of time? That is, the day has been divided into two parts. Division is there, day and the night. Our earth rotates around its axis at a certain speed. Similarly, it also revolves around the sun. The sun has its own light. We receive light from the sun. However, we see light only in daytime. Nights are dark. How does this happen? As the earth rotates round its axis, the part of its surface which turns towards the sun becomes bright. The part that moves away from the sun moves into darkness. The earth takes 24 hours to complete one rotation around its own axis. These 24 hours are approximately divided into 12 hours of daytime and 12 hours of night. A period of daytime and the following night together make one day. So, you have seen how the earth rotates around its axis and the part which turns towards the sun becomes the part which is facing the sun becomes bright and it is daytime, and the part that moves away from the sun, it is darkness there and it is night at that time. So 24 hours it takes to complete one rotation around its axis. The earth takes 24 hours. The 24 hours are divided into 12 hours of daytime and 12 hours of night time. So the period of daytime and following night together make one day. 7 days from Monday to Sunday make one week. 7 days make one week from Monday to Sunday. 2 weeks make a fortnight. 2 weeks, 7 plus 7, 14 days. So that is called a fortnight. 4 weeks make a month. 4 weeks make a month. 12 months make a year. In this manner, we reckon time in bigger and bigger units. 1 year is followed by another, and when 100 years go by, a century is completed. When 10 centuries, that is 1000 years, are gone, a millennium is completed. Such a method of dividing time is known as unilinear division of time. Unilinear, that is developing in a steady way. It is developing in a steady way. This is called unilinear division of time. So, 7 days make one week from Monday to Sunday, and 2 weeks make a fortnight. 4 weeks make a month. 12 months make a year, and in this manner we reckon time in bigger units. 1 year is followed by another, and 100 years go by, and then when 100 years go by, century is developed, a century is completed, and 10 centuries, 1000 years are gone, a millennium is completed. So such a division of time is known as unilinear division of time. Common Era, Christian Era. In the unilinear division of time, years that follow one after the other are arranged in a serial order. In history, books also, a chain of events that follow one after the other is presented in a linear and serial manner. For this, usually the calendar we use today is based on Christian era, now called the Common Era. So the Christian era is called as Common Era. This era began in the memory of Jesus Christ. You know Jesus Christ, the Lord of the Christians. So this era began in the memory of Jesus Christ. The first year of this era is the year when it began. It shows with the number 1. The years after that are indicated by next numbers in serial order. The first 100 years, that is the first century of this era, is written as 100 CE or 1-100 AD. CE, that is Christian era, or AD, that is Anno Domini. So Christian era is what? Common Era. It is also called as Common Era. It is in the memory of Jesus Christ, the Lord of Christians, and it is written as 1-100 CE or 1-100 AD. CE Christian Era and AD is Anno Domini. The period of the first millennium of this era is written as 1000 CE or 1-1000 AD. Time before the Common or the Christian Era. The period before the Common Era is known as the time before Common Era, BCE, or before Christ, BC. The years of this period are counted and written in reverse order. So, the period from Common Era is known as before Common Era, BCE, or before Christ, that is before Christ was born. And the years in the period are counted and written in reverse order. The first century before the Common Era began. The first century before the Common Era began at the year 100 BCE and ended with 1 BCE. Similarly, the first millennium before the Common Era began at the year 1000 BCE and ended with the year 1 BCE. So the first century before the Common Era is indicated as 100-1 BCE and the first millennium before the Common Era is indicated as 1000-1 BCE. Let us look at some examples of this method of indicating time before the Common or Christian Era. The lifetime of Vardhaman Mahavir is written as 599 BC to 527 BC. The lifetime of Gautam Buddha is written as 563 BC to 483 BC. So it is written in reverse order. Measurement of time and the methods of measuring time. To measure time is to measure the length of time. We know the following units of measuring time: second, minute, hour, day, week, fortnight, month, year, century, and millennium. A second is the smallest of these units. There are various methods of measuring time in different parts of the world. Of these, the Common or the Christian Era is the most widely used. We generally indicate a particular day by writing the date of that day. The date consists of the serial number of that day followed by the name or the serial number of the current month and then the serial number of the current year. So first we write the date, then the month, and then we write the year. There are other methods too. We have seen that the Christian era began in the memory of Jesus Christ. It is an age old custom to start a new era to commemorate a special event, as for example, the coronation of a great king. Commemorate to remember and to show respect for. We know that Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj had started a new era or Shaka known as Rajyabhishek Shaka in 1674 AD to commemorate his coronation. Shalivan Shaka and Vikram Samvat are two eras that are used in India. The founder of Islam, Prophet Muhammad, migrated from Mecca to Medina. The Hijri era was started to commemorate this event, to remember and show respect for. Prophet Muhammad migrated from Mecca to Medina, and this is called as Hijri era, and it was started to commemorate this event. The Parsi community in India uses the Shehanshahi era. So the Muslims use the Hijri era and the Parsi community Shehanshahi era. Now you can see in the picture the important events in the life of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj 1630 AD to 1680. Birth of Shivaji Maharaj 1630, Oath of Swaraj 1645, escape from Agra 1666, coronation ceremony of the king. Shivaji's coronation took place in 1674 and death in 1680. So this is a table showing the period of Shivaji Maharaj. Okay.